What is up, guys? So it's common knowledge that nearly all of this game's content involves fighting the game's AI. And a huge part of doing well is being familiar with how they behave. Because of this, any significant changes are bound to cause problems for people, especially on release. Players have already let their struggles be known in chat, saying, and I quote, "AI whoops my asterisk asterisk asterisk." With gravel, compared to before. Or, and I quote, "hate it, 0 out of 10. Yes, Cyanide, how dare the devs make the AI competent? What a bunch of asterisk 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 holes, am I right? So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do you guys a solid and break down the AI changes. So there are 3 main changes, first of which is throw breaking. So let's review the patch notes for a sec. So the first paragraph explains what's supposed to happen. So you throw the AI, then the AI remembers that you threw them, then the next time you throw them, they break it. Now the second paragraph is explaining what was happening in the previous patches. What was happening was, as they stand up to recover from a throw, they forgot it happened, so you can do it again. So this led to throw loop strategies that are apparently not welcome in this game. Because the third paragraph talks about how they fixed it. So they can still forget that they were thrown, but only if they're not being hit. Long story short, more offensive pressure leads to more chances of them breaking throws. So let's see all of this in action. So I'm gonna spend this entire fight just trying to throw and see how they react. So the first throw was unbroken, but as you can see, she broke the second one. So I'm just gonna maintain some space and not hit her. And on my next throw attempt, I'm expecting her not to break it. And there you go. So because not enough time has passed, there we go, she breaks it this time. Then the next one, she doesn't break. So as you can see, it only takes a few seconds of not hitting before they forget that they were thrown. Now watch as the next fighter comes in, she immediately breaks the throw. This is evidence that the memory of being thrown passes on from one fighter to the next. So I'm sure by now you can see the alternating pattern. So even with a staggered offense, the AI still breaks every other throw. So because you can't throw fighters over and over again anymore, without meter control, players are at a higher risk of getting hit with a level 3 blockbuster. Though in this particular fight, the Squiggly doesn't do it for some reason and just dies. Alright, lastly, it is possible to hit the fighter with 2 throws in a row. But you need to refrain from any follow-up attack after the first throw and stay on the defensive for a few seconds before making a second attempt. This basically means doom cheesing is still pretty easy to do. As long as you stay idle in between throws, you can just keep doing it over and over. So this pretty much covers the first major change to the AI, which is throw breaking. In summary, the more offensive pressure you apply, the more likely they are to break your throws. So the second major change is in AI tagout usage. So again, let's review the notes for a second. It's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, the more buffs the AI has, the less likely he is to tag out. So this is them trying to solve that old problem of low health AI tagging out when they get a buttload of buffs, even if it's regen, then they'd eventually heal if they stayed in play, but they just bail out anyway. Now apparently they fixed it with this patch, but I'd like to put this to the test. So I decided to test this in the boss node of Accursed Experiments, so I can repeatedly fight Weekend Warrior, because of his ability to gain 3 buffs at the same time. Alright, so let's see if he tags out or stays in play. Nope, I fucking killed him. I take 2, I'm gonna be more careful this time. Let's see what he does. Alright, here come the buffs. Are you gonna stay or are you gonna go? Alright, looks like he's staying actually. Okay, so I guess the patch is working. Because he was below 20% at one... Okay, what? Alright, that was really weird because the buffs haven't expired yet, then he just bailed out. So we're gonna do this again. Alright, take 3, here we go. Got the buffs, and you're gone. So again, it's kind of inconclusive because he was stunned. So I'm not sure if he was like, okay, I have a debuff, so I gotta bail. So we're gonna do this again. Looks like he's staying this time. Yup, alright. Yeah, he's definitely gonna stay. His HP is almost at 50%. This is my 5th and final attempt. Let's see what he does this time around. Okay, I got him pretty low. Let's see. Okay. Alright, as you saw, the buff thing is still kind of inconsistent. Like, I'm not sure if the issue is the number of buffs. Like, it was 3 buffs not enough? But based on the footage, they could still improve on this a bit more. Like, for example, maybe consider the type of buff that they're benefiting from. Like, I think you should treat Final Stand differently as you would Enrage. Because, you know, when you have Final Stand, you know, it doesn't really matter what your HP is, right? So tagging out with Final Stand is always going to be a waste somehow, right? So yeah, the buff portion of this update still needs a few tweaks. But what about the second half of this change, which is related to debuffs? So it says here that fighters inflicted with a debuff are capable of tagging out even at high HP. So let's see if this is true. So as you can see, this Valentine is almost at full HP, but she's inflicted with Doom. So let's see if she tags out. There we go. So in this case, I don't have to do it repeatedly. I mean, there's not much to prove other than it's possible, because we know for a fact that in previous patches, this could never have happened. And now it can. So I've covered almost all there is about the tagout usage. So let's move on to the last change, and this one I think is the most impactful. Change number 3, special move and blockbuster usage. So according to the notes, specials can now be used by AI outside of combos. And they're apparently going to be smarter with the burst usage. So let's try to see if we can catch any of this in action.
To me!
Silver cord!
I think I've made my point. On one hand, you can take advantage of this, because a good number of specials are very easy to punish, like this one. Other times, these specials are just gonna fuck you in the fucking ass. So let me show that bullshit to you again in slow motion. So El Gato is extremely unsafe on block. Immediately as I punish, she does Fiber Upper, which alters her hitbox and just completely dodges my punish. Alright, Peacock falling in slow motion is one of the funniest things I've seen in this game. I mean, look at that stupid face and the floppy arms. I mean, good job bringing all these characters to life even as they're falling to their deaths. This is what I would aspire to look like if I were to be thrown off a building one day, you know? So yeah, special moves are now something to watch out for in terms of studying AI behavior. As far as blockbuster usage is concerned, I feel like they're using it more often, but honestly, it's not as relevant a change as the increase in frequency of special moves. So which fighters are much harder to deal with now that the AI has been improved? Well, honestly, all of them. But here's some fighters that really stand out to me. First on my list are the unblockable Robos, Overclocked, and Headhunter. So these two fighters stack precision, and when it reaches 3 stacks, their moves become unblockable. So you can just imagine how dangerous that would be when they're spamming lasers. Then you combine that with a catalyst that gives precision every 5 seconds, and it just gets all fucked up. Another fighter whose defense has drastically increased thanks to the changes is Peacock. I mean, just look at these sequence of events. Crazy. She could just keep you out by spamming projectiles one after the other. Because of these changes, her special feature marquee, which gives you a chance to instantly refresh all special cooldowns, might even be the better defensive option at the moment. But none of these compare to this last one, Class Cutter Philia. The AI changes have definitely made her a top-class, terrifying defender. Each hit from her blockbusters and special moves has a chance to become unblockable. Combine that with an extremely high base attack, leads to moments like this. So I'm sorry guys, I don't have any specific tips on how to deal with this new AI. Just backdash those merry gorillas, jab those wolf shoots, and block and punish whatever you can. And avoid class cutter in high streak prize fights. For defense, now you have so much more to think about. Because now it's not just about the defensive stats, it's about the moves themselves. Because now you have to consider what your AI wants to be doing in battle. Like, what's more dangerous nowadays? A really tanky Beowulf or a super squishy one with 5 wolf shoots? So these are things we have to figure out together over time. Sadly, I don't have all the answers. But that's what this game is all about. It's about adapting and enjoying. So that ends my video on the AI changes for update 4.2. Did you guys learn anything from the video? Did I miss something from the video about the AI? Is there something you want me to discuss in the future on video? Let me know. So thanks for watching guys. That's a wrap.